There's something good coming out from the Russian hacking and the fake news articles of the 2016
collusion
election process.
# collusion.
Because we as a society now are not. Now, my mother still doesn't subscribe to this.
Well, maybe you ought to get her on board.
Your mother also probably doesn't subscribe to this.
My mother doesn't get into the...
No, I wasn't saying... I'm sorry, not yours. I was talking to people listening.
I'm just saying my mother doesn't get into the social media. She's...
Good for her.
So she doesn't believe everything she reads. Yeah, she would, though. You know what I mean?
My aunt is...
She's from that generation.
My aunt is really... Like, everything she reads online, she thinks is fact.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
So much fake news out there.
Terrible. Lancaster University did a study on the writing structure of stories that were written for April Fool's Day hoax. And they found that they compared. So they took them from the reputable news sources. So, like, the ones that were joking about things that were real. Like maybe USA Today did one, or CNN did one, or somebody, other website did one that is a reputable news source. They took a look at their writing structure and they compared it to the writing structure of fake news stories that are meant to be malicious. And there was a lot of similarities in the structure in which they were formatted, almost like reputable news sources purposefully went to fake news sources to learn how to write a fake news article that people would believe. Remember a couple of weeks ago, there's this guy that runs some kind of website out of North County, and he reports on things that are in the news in North County. And his whole thing was that they were going to turn the Osh in the Target shopping center there into a Hustler Superstore.
Yeah.
And he wrote an article on it, and it actually got traction on our Facebook page. People are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this. What are your guys' thoughts on this?"
Fake website.
And we looked it up, and we're like, our thoughts are that it says parody right underneath it.
But I've seen this before about Bigfoot, about aliens.
It said satire underneath
I've seen it, other people making up rumors about people.
But now, our minds, by reading these April Fool's Day hoaxes, they are cognitively trained to recognize that writing structure when looking at an article that is fake news. Now, us being consumers of the media, because it's part of our job, I feel like we've got a pretty clear beat on fake news. But even you, when you saw the headline for the Hustler story, you say, "Hey, did you see this? What Amy's posting on our Facebook page?" And I was like, "Yeah, I saw it, but I looked into it, and it says satire right underneath it."
I'll be honest, Amy. All right, I didn't look into it, but I saw it. I went, "Oh my God, there's no way this is going to happen." So you had me interested. I was chasing the bait.
I clicked on it,
and
too.
then Jeff came up and said, "Hey, you dumbass, that's fake," and then we swam away.
I clicked on it too. So good news. 370 plus websites over 14 years. 500 April Fool's articles on these 370 reputable websites, and they found that they all had their stylistic, like it was it's almost like a format for writing fake news. Now, the other days of the year, when they go back to writing their news stories, they ditch that format altogether. So if you ever want to spot fake news, go look up April Fool's Day hoaxes from reputable sources. They're using the same format as the fake news people are using. There you have it. That's good. That's something good. I feel like there's a lot of unrest in this country right now, both politically, both from the media, from women and men and race and all that stuff. But it's when these extremes are exposed that we kind of step back and take inventory and be like, okay, look at things with an objectionable eye. I forget what smart person said, question everything. But that is a motto that everybody should live by. Question everything.
If it's too good to be true, then it's probably not.
But yeah, like if an actor comes out and says that he got beat up by a bunch of guys wearing a red hat in Chicago, and then the police investigate it, and they're like, "Oh no, you didn't." Maybe you should question that instead of just run with it as fact. Question everything.
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.